Welcome to Brain Break. I'm Lloyd James, and this is where we uncover real stories of people who are changing the game. No surface level stories, just raw, honest conversations about the challenges they have faced and what truly shaped them to be what they are today. Let's get into today's episode.
And action.
Bailey, Isaac, Bailey Isaac, Together Group.
Correct.
Dr. Pepper. So many different names, so many different businesses. What an inspiration. Can you please tell us a little bit more about who you are as individuals? I'll start with you, Isaac.
Okay. Me as a person, I grew up in Margaret River. I started running events down there. I was actually a professional surf filmmaker before I got into DJing. And all that stuff, and took a liking to DJing, which then turned into DJing at bars and mates' house, and then running some events, and then it kind of grew as more of a love. Moved to Perth, started running some events up here, and then just grew into a bigger love and I want to grow something more in Perth.
Okay, just take a moment there. From surf videography,
Mm-hmm.
which does take a bit of skill set here because you're probably shooting what? It's 70 to 200?
I think I had 100 to 400.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one.
And sometimes with the 2 times on it, so.
And the 2 times on it.
Yeah.
Right, so you're shooting that.
Yeah.
Margaret River Pro, you've done that a couple of times?
Every year. Yeah, I was actually just down there last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of my best mates is a professional surfer and he's sponsored by Rip Curl and he was in the comp. So that's kind of how that career pathway started.
So are you a surfer yourself?
I wouldn't consider myself a surfer, but I do surf every now and then, but it's on a soft top on small waves.
I mean, I'm from England, from Essex, and I'm a bit like white sharks, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit dangerous out there, isn't it?
It is. It definitely comes into your mind, but you just got to come to it and just be like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Love that.
Yeah. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm pretty happy.
So from camera
Mhm.
to then I assume, and I'm going to use a little bit of like what I see.
Yeah.
You go from like filming, they win, great time, and then it's a bit of a house party DJ situation.
A bit of that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Go back to like, oh, let's go, man.
Yeah,
surf vibes, and
Yep.
just
Yeah.
suddenly you got.
Parties and then, yeah, correct.
And so, were you just like, you started picking up decks and starting DJ, or how did that work out?
Started picking up decks. I borrowed it off a friend. I always was like interested in DJs and how DJs actually play a set like as a whole. So I'd always watch like YouTube sets and like go to festivals and stuff. And I was like, how the fuck do they do it? And then from there, just kind of watched and taught myself. And that's how I kind of come across it and kept going at it.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh,
I've got to do a double duo thing.
Yeah.
Bailey, you're not from Margaret River.
No, I'm a Perth boy.
Perth boy.
Got and born.
What did that look like, you growing up here in Perth?
Born at Joondalup Hospital.
Very detailed.
Cruise teacher. Pretty much been here my whole life. Grew up, always was into footy. Just like a lot of young boys, I wanted to play AFL. That was kind of my dream. Played a bit of state footy, a bit of waffle footy. I guess my career high there, I won a grand final up the stadium for West Perth in a reserves flag. And yeah, that was a pretty cool time for me. I think I kind of got to the point where I realised that footy was kind of surpassing me a bit, and I just kind of fell out of love with the game. And when I didn't get picked up or drafted, I guess was the best thing I did was remove the ego and just kind of took that and allowed myself to be like, okay, like that's not for me. You know what I mean? And maybe there's something else. And at the time I was already DJing. I have a mobile DJ business as well. That's how I got into things. And I kind of just fell in love with music and running shows and running events. And then it kind of just took off from there and footy was left in the dust.
I just want to take you back. At that moment, you say you fell out of love.
Yeah.
Did you fall out of love, or were you not picked for the right team, or you weren't good enough?
I think both. I think like I didn't get drafted because I didn't get picked because I wasn't good enough, and and now, and saying that now, like, gives me so much, I guess, like comfort being able to like just say that. Because as a young boy, you just wanted to be the best, and you had an ego, and I guess every young footballer wants to be the best they can. They never want to say, "Oh, I'm not good enough," because there's always an if. But I guess, yeah, I fell out of love because when I was young, I think I was playing because I wanted to play AFL and I wanted to be the best and I wanted to be perceived as the best, not because I actually like the game. So when I kind of came across this and started seeing some success in DJing and running events, and I kind of had my thing, that just made me go, oh, well, I actually don't like footy as much as I want, and maybe I need a bit of a spell from it. I still love footy, and I'm not playing at the moment, but I want to get back into it and just, play at the highest level I can, and I really do enjoy it. But it just, yeah, I guess gave me a reason to have a break. And, since I was 6, I was playing, and especially, from about 13 onwards, trying to play the highest level I could, just putting a lot of pressure on myself, just wanting to be the best. And yeah, I guess I was just doing it because I wanted to be the best, not because I enjoyed it.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I want to delve a little bit more into, you mentioned, Isaac, about you DJing in house and sort of your fascination with, how did they put that set together, right? Do you remember your first DJ set?
I remember my first DJ set in Perth. I definitely had played like a lot before that, but like an official booking, I do remember.
Were you nervous?
A little bit, because I was kind of thrown into the deep end in terms of like the decks and setup I was playing on too. But the guys that I was playing with, I guess, just like helped me through it, and they're like, it's all good. Like, you'll be fine. It's super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just play how you would normally play on other decks, just on these ones.
So you see those kind of moments, you could have gone, no, I'm not going to do it because it's too difficult, right? Yeah. But something in your mind, you overcome that, right?
Yeah. Well, I think when you want to do something so badly and you have the love for it, you're like, I'm going to conquer this.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And Bailey, sorry, I'm going from A to B, but right. Bailey here. Okay, AFL. Then you sort of like briefly mentioned you had your DJ event space there, but just take us back. What did that look like? How did it start? That part there of DJing and kind of falling in love with what you're doing.
I guess, at a quick summary, when I was in year 10, didn't really go to parties very much, or I didn't drink until about year 12. So the parties I did go to, I went to a party, it was a UE boom, worst sound ever. I was like, oh my God, this is just the worst thing. And then I went to another like family friends party, different friendship group, and they had this massive, what I thought at the time was massive 15-inch speaker that was just doofing. So I was like, oh, I've got an idea. I'm going to hire speakers off Gumtree for parties, and I'm just going to charge a cut on it. And then that's kind of what started me. I was just hiring out speakers and charging a cut. My dad would drop me off. I'd set up, come pick it up at the end of the night. And then someone asked me randomly, do you DJ? I didn't DJ. And I just said yes and DJed this gig. And I just had this random app on my computer, and I was just switching between songs. And I remember this drunk girl literally fell onto my light, like smashed one of the lights. Like the speaker fell over. It was just like, I still remember it to this day.
Wow. It's fascinating.
Pretending like a DJ, but that's how I got into music. It was actually a business side first, and I just pretended to DJ, and then I was actually like, no, I want to learn, and then I fell in love with music afterwards.
And what I'm taking from that is that when someone said, do you DJ, you probably had half a second of hesitation, but the other half a second was like, yeah, of course I can do it.
No, when there's money involved, I was like, yeah, I can do it.
Right, when money's involved, right, okay.
That time, as a young entrepreneurial year 10, just going, yeah.
But year 10 though, like, I mean, that shows to me that like you were already thinking outside the box rather than, superficially sort of, most year 10s will probably go and get a Macca's job or go and stack shelves. You're thinking outside the box then, so you already kind of got that entrepreneurial brain of, how can I make something out of this? So you saw a gap and you basically solved a problem.
Yeah. I guess it was pretty simple. I didn't think it was rocket science or anything. I did work at a pizza shop, hated it. So maybe that was some kind of motivation to
love that,
find something else.
No, that's incredible. So both of you, Margaret River, doing your house parties, surfing, that kind of vibe, and then you hiring the speakers, doing your entrepreneurial thing up here,
Pretending to DJ.
pretending to DJ with like just a little slider, which I think is brilliant. How did you two come together then? At what point did this working relationship happen?
For love.
I don't know. I don't know the exact year, but it was when I was running events down south, and
He loves telling the story, by the way.
yes.
Please tell us in full detail.
So I was running events down south under a brand called Get Down Club, and I'd run them like every month or so. And
Rip.
it's not there anymore. In Margaret River, like there was bare DJs, so it was always like I guess quite a struggle to find and book DJs like that I wanted for my events. And I was throwing an event this one time with was it Tina?
Tina, yeah.
Yeah, Tina Says was headlining. That was like the first time I ever booked a actual like headline artist as well.
Still around? Tina Says?
Yeah, she's still yeah.
Perth girl.
Yeah, Perth Girls, their legends released a new tune. She'd actually be good to get on here.
Okay. Tina,
But-
if you're listening,
yeah. jump
you're on next.
And Bailey was, I think, just coming down for the weekend. He DM'd me and was like, "Hey, can I play at your event?" And I was like, "Yeah, fucking nice. I need it. I actually need a DJ, so like, jump on." And then from there, we met at the event. He was in like a full white suit kit with like white sunnies, gelled hair. I was like, "Who is this like Perth cowboy coming in?" And then from there, just kind of got on really well. And then just had like a friendship through DJing, I guess. And then he obviously went back to Perth. I was still down there. And then I moved to Perth, and we kept seeing each other out, I guess, at events and DJing together and whatnot. And then how did that kind of grow from there? I was still running events. Bailey was also running events, so we would kind of cross over and help each other on a few different bits. And then from there, we were like, fuck, should we kind of work together a bit more? And then Bailey got an offer to run a weekly club at the venue that we're working at now, where the Vault is. And then we joined from there. And
My question, and this is probably one of my pointy questions, where you say, "Oh yeah, we just run events."
Mhm.
It doesn't just happen just running an event.
No.
Like, if someone out there is thinking, "Oh, I'd love the idea of running an event," just can you give us a bit of a breakdown of what potentially they would need to do? What would be the first steps they would need to do to, like? Because let's be honest, if I approached the Vault, your area, that venue, and said, "Oh, do you know what? I could do better than the Vault," they'll say,
Bring it.
"How? What?" But no. But on a serious note, right?
Yeah.
How do you then break into that space? How do you find a venue? How do you put a proposal together? Do you have to put a proposal together? Do you have to say, "Oh yeah, I've got 10 DJs lined up for that night"? How does that small detail work? And that's me with my pointy questions. I'm just curious to know, because it's easy to say I'll create an event, but I'd like to know how it actually happens.
yeah, I guess you like, first off, you kind of want to find like a niche almost that you are going to focus your event on, and at least find a gap of what's maybe not happening in Perth or wherever you're from. There are lots of events happening, so
Lots.
just to kind of throw an event and make it successful is not as simple anymore, because there's so much. So like finding a niche, let's say a hard techno event, finding a venue, going to them, be like, "Hey, I want to do this event here. This is my proposal." So kind of writing something to them, so you look at least semi-professional and serious. Building a budget for what your expenses are, what your DJ is going to cost, how much money you're going to hopefully make, how many tickets you need to sell.
That's the bit I wanted to ask. How is it that you make the money? Is it like, because I hear a lot, it's like, the ticket sales, or you get the bar drinks. Like, how does that
And
work?
mainly ticket sales. So depending on what the show is, so there's, I guess, 3 specs of shows. So a club show, an event, or like a, I guess, outdoor open air experience, and then a festival. So festivals, you'd be looking at, a boutique festival would be between 3,000 and 5,000. Anything above that is pretty major.
Sorry, you mean 5,000 to set it up? Is that what you mean?
5,000 people.
Oh, 5,000 people. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what you'd be looking at is mainly when you're running a show at a venue, for example, let's say going to a nightclub or an event space, it'll just be you'd pay a venue hire fee per head for the space. So let's say there's 200 people that come in at $2 plus GST, so $220 a head. That'd be your cost for the venue. You would then take ticket money and door sales from that. So anything that brings the people through, you'd be able to set that price and that amount. Obviously, the more you charge, the more you make, but the less chance it is people will come because it's more expensive. Simple. The venue would then make their money on the bar. Very rarely, and if anyone can find a venue that's going to pay them out the bar, please let us know, because we'll be heading there. The only time you really make money in the bar is when you set up green sites or festival sites, and that's when we
Set up your own bars.
set up our own bars. So we have a bar provider, and we do a split with them. They deal with all. We obviously do menus with them, work out what we want, work out pricing. We're involved in that process, but it's basically a bar split. So they would take a certain amount, and that's their cut for doing it, and we would take majority, because obviously it's our festival. So that's the only way you're really going to make money on the bar. Otherwise, forget about it. You're not making bar money.
But that whole process, it's huge.
Yeah, our festivals did
Massive.
12 months.
12 months.
Yeah, it's planned. Yeah, it's like some big companies would like have teams just working on one festival for that year. That's all they do. Like
Really?
Yeah, we have a business partner that we work with who actually got offered to go to Glastonbury to work on a small part of the festival in a team, and that was her full-time job. Like, it is ridiculous, the amount of effort and time, especially the major festivals like Glastonbury, Tomorrowland, Coachella. I mean, we've heard of them all. But yeah, even the Embrace that we run is a 12-month preparation period.
Wow. I mean, that is the kind of information I find that I would have never known. Because you see summer coming up, or you think, oh, September, October, here we go, kicking up again, and you kind of think, oh yeah, they're just putting I mean, I believe that people would just, oh, another festival, great, I'll book in. They don't really put that much thought in the amount of involvement that goes in, all the lead up and the detail into it. Appreciate you sharing that. That's super interesting. So you two connected, you kept bumping into each other in Perth, maybe at random bars, DJ sets, and so on. Then now your duo, Dr. Pepper. I mean, Dr. Pepper's a drink in England.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's a DJ duo that we have. So my DJ name's White Pepper. Isaac's DJ name is Don't Ask. Isaac. I'm going to sing.
Go on.
It actually wasn't made for that, but read between the lines. Isaac's is Dr. Feelgood.
Okay.
So
Brilliant.
together we're Dr. Pepper.
Love that.
So it just makes sense. So I guess in business terms, I had the opportunity to start running a club night at what's now the Vault. Isaac and I were already helping each other on different events anyway, and we're in each other's pockets. So I think I guess trusted him, and because we were business friends and industry friends before personal friends, it did make sense. So I took the punt, which paid off.
Yep.
Approached Isaac, and then we did 6 months of renos on the venue and opened, and we haven't looked back. It's been 3 years now. So
Opened just out of COVID as well.
I was going to say 2022, isn't it?
we actually were meant to open maybe 2 months prior to our original opening date, and it got pushed back because of COVID restrictions.
You just mentioned, I think, something quite major, but you brushed past it as if it was just what you do. You said like a reno? What do you mean by that? Like, you went into the club and said, I'm going to redo your whole space?
Not demolishing it or ripping it
Not quite.
down, but just fixing it up and making it to the
Renos.
spec.
So you can do that to a venue?
We had a very different. Usually not. We kind of had a different partnership and contract with the venue where basically we were going to go in and build this as our own club, even though it wasn't licensed as. And I won't get into the politics, but we wanted the club to be the Vault, regardless of what the actual nightclub's trading name was. So that was the plan. So because the club had been out of action for a while and not many people of our generation knew what it was, we're like, this is a perfect kind of ploy to brand this brand new nightclub. So we're able to put entrance signs in. We changed the whole spec of the venue. We bought lighting rigs. We bought, a brand new cage. We basically made the venue look completely different. And then we kind of reopened it as this new space that wasn't our nightclub, but it looked like our nightclub. So people were like, brand new nightclub, that's a bit more exciting than a club night, even though it was a club night at the time. And now we're in a situation where hopefully we'll be buying into the venue and we'll be turning into the Vault as a trading name. So it started as a club night and then basically has now turned into the actual nightclub, which is wild to think, because 3 years ago we were just like, all right, we needed 200 people in here, otherwise we're going to lose the money. You know what I mean? Now we're just like, it's our baby and we're full time, and it's
So
awesome.
you say you're full time. Can I just ask, leading up to all of this, did you have a 9 to 5? Because I presume DJing's a Friday, Saturday sort of like
Yeah.
situation. Did you have a 9 to 5, or was like, no, we're living off DJ money and that's our job?
Well, we were living off our own event money that we would throw, and I guess DJ money as well. So yeah, no real 9 to 5. Yeah,
That's fair enough. No, just asking because like a lot of people starting off something, they've got, they're grinding somewhere else that no one really sees.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're super fortunate, and well, I said it's super fortunate, you've worked hard and you've worked it out. The fact that, with getting people through the door, you're able to not only sustain your lifestyle, but as well being able to grow a business, which is really, really clever. So one of you must be,
Well said.
one of you must be really good with finances. There has to be.
I'm better than Isaac.
Right, there you go. I was going to say, one of you's got to be really good with numbers here.
I think I'm half dyslexic, so
This is the 20-minute study here, but one dyslexic and ADHD, and producer Riley, I don't know where you sit on the spectrum here somewhere, but you're somewhere as well. But I think we've all got a bit of something inside of us that makes us all very unique, right? So, no, I appreciate you sharing that, because I think that that's something that people may be wondering, how does it just pop up? And I think that I strongly believe that with the social media platforms that we have, I believe that we're going to see in the next 12, 24 months so many micro entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And
social media
micro entrepreneurs are going to have their own business, whether they're selling digital products, whether selling music on a click here, download my music, or whatever that may look like, right? And I just strongly believe that's what's going to happen. And I think the younger people that are at school thinking, do I go to uni? Do I do this? Do I do that? And then it's kind of like a bit of an inspiration. So I said, do you know what? You can actually go and do something if you've got a bit of an idea and you execute it properly, right? So I think I really appreciate you sharing that. So the Vault's going really, really well. And again, I'm very much a consumer of your content. I have to admit, I've never been to one, right?
Is it good content?
It's very good content. It's very good. Well, it pops up and I love it. My next question, and again, a pointy question, the Vault is relatively small, I assume. This is what I'm just seeing from socials. So it's quite tight-knit in there. But how on earth do you get major names to come and DJ for the Vault when you've got, I assume, other competitors are probably going, bigger, more finances, whatever that may look like? They're going, why the Vault? Is it because it's cool? Do you have a really good pitch deck? Do you pay them shitloads of money and not make money back? How does that look like?
It can go in many ways. A lot of it comes from like relationships. So I handle all the bookings and have done before like me and Bailey started, I was booking artists. So I guess building those relationships with artists and managers and agents, and building their trust and be like, we are doing something good here. You should definitely come to us. You might be getting better money from someone else, but you're not going to get as good as a show with them than you will with us.
There's a lot of politics involved.
Yeah, there's lots that go into it. But we have been fortunate enough to have big names come through our club, such as Dom Dollar, Rufus de Sol.
But how do you, let's be honest, they're global artists. You say you go through their booking agent. Wouldn't their agents have like 100 emails saying, come to my club?
They went through their agent. They were all,
you would use straight DMs?
Paid no money for either of them.
Okay.
For free.
Wow.
So that was,
Did they come and do it for the love because they love you boys? Or paint us a picture of what that looks like. I'm so interested.
So the Dom Dollar situation, we've had Torrenfoot and Airwolf Paradise, who are really good mates with Dom Dollar, play at our club a number of times.
Legends.
Dom was obviously over here for Spilt Milk, and Airwolf Paradise was touring with him as his video guy. So we planted a small seed with Torren and Airwolf and was like, hey, we love you guys. If there's any chance you can get in Dom's ear and say, hey, you should go to this club after the festival, please do. And they were so kind to be able to drop that seed to him and make it happen. And the funny thing is, on that night, I think I had his tour manager's number, and I was texting him throughout the night. I was like, hey, is this going to happen? And they were like, "Oh, we're not sure. He's currently with Post Malone having beers."
Of
I was
course,
like,
just as you do.
if Dom's having beers with Post Malone, he's most likely not going to come to our little club. Yeah, a little underground club. But I then randomly got a text and they were like, "Yep, on our way." And they were staying at a hotel which is 50 meters down the road from us. So like, "Yep, we're on our way." I went and walked to the hotel, walked them back through the back entrance to the club. I think he had like one drink, said a quick hey, jumped on for 3 tunes, and then jumped off. We got a photo, and then see you later.
Really, that's potentially how quick it is. Like in and out. How long was he DJing there for?
He played 3 songs over 20 minutes. It was a back to back. There was a few of them going back to back.
And with Airwolf and Party Boy 69, so it was a bit of and it was just nuts in there. So he was in there for a while. Like he was in the booth,
but he played exactly 3 songs.
But so the crowd did not know that he was going to come on. There's a sort of bit of a surprise.
It was everyone
speculated.
It was speculated because we've had so many artists come to our club after festivals and events and play like a surprise set. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is surely going to happen." And I guess word gets out and spreads pretty far that it was maybe going to happen and that we were trying to work on it. So from there, everyone was like, "Is it going to happen?"
Would you say he's the biggest name you've had so far to date that come through the doors?
Yeah, him or Rufus.
Yeah, him or Rufus. Yeah.
And so Rufus was the same situation, a little bit different.
Yeah, you can tell this.
Bit different. So Rufus played literally probably 5-minute walk away at Langley. Yeah, they played at Langley, which is really fortunate for us. So we're pretty close to Langley Park, Wellington Square, all the major festival grounds. So we do a lot of after parties. We're known for kick-ons. We're known for getting acts. It's great, but it's also now we have high standards because it's like, you've got to get the headline. Like you have to have Kendrick Lamar to spit milk. We're like, firstly, we would never have a rapper because we're a DJ-orientated club. Secondly, like, he's next level A-lister. But, yeah, the Rufus sitch was a bit different to the Dom sitch. But similar, I guess, setting. Yeah, similar setting in terms of us. We kind of reached out. Luke Alessi, love Luke, and the Not Without Friends boys over in Melbourne. We actually just come back from a festival in Thailand that we were the Perth partner for called Sundancer Thailand. Definitely check it out if you're in Australia or anywhere in the world. It's ran at the start of every year in Feb at Koh Phi Phi in Thailand, and it's just the best music, the best people, the most beautiful place you've ever been. So that was awesome. And that was actually how it all started. Without Luke and without booking those guys at the Vault, we would probably never end up being part of that festival. So back to Luke. Luke Alessi opened for Rufus at their Perth show. We knew Luke. We actually booked Luke for the Vault that night. We knew they shared the same management, similar agents, blah, blah, blah. So we were like, okay, if we book Luke, we potentially may get Rufus back. We would have booked Luke anyway. We didn't book Luke as just a ploy, but there was part in that. We kind of booked the green room out for the night, put a heap of piss on for all the crew, had a massive rider, made sure it looked all pretty. We said, look, you guys are welcome to come back. Rufus toured with like a 50-person entourage.
So it's 50 people around.
No, so Rufus obviously is a trio.
Yes.
Their festival sites, like their concert setups, what I've heard is it's that expensive. They have like 5-star catering when they get off stage for like all their entourage. They get in ice baths that are side stage built for them. Like it is, they're next level, right? Proper. So we were like, obviously I think it was the last stop of their tour. They definitely, I don't think we're playing anywhere else the Sunday after, so they kind of had a bit of time to relax post show. So we invited all their entourage touring team back to the club with the chance of obviously getting Rufus on. I mean, I've been a massive Rufus fan all my life, still are. Put out some of the best music, some of the Innerboy, potentially the greatest song of all time. And Isaac loves him too. And it got to about 3 a.m. Yeah. Luke had jumped off.
Well, sorry, I'm going to butt in here quickly. I was out that night at another event, and I got their manager's number again. I went to the club, was texting him. He was pretty unresponsive and like just kind of beating around it. And I was like, it's probably not going to happen. It's 2 a.m.
Always have faith.
It's 2 a.m. I'm going to go home. Like it's not looking good. So then I think I maybe pass Bailey their number. And then, so I went to bed, I fell asleep, and then I guess Bailey can continue.
Yeah, I was actually, so we left a slot open for them to DJ just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. And I was around. I mean, I could play, jump on. Isaac was around. There's other DJs around if they didn't come.
Well, Isaac was in bed.
Well, Isaac was in bed at that.
So, you know.
It's a very Isaac thing to do.
Sleep.
He loves his sleep. So I was playing at the time. My girlfriend, and this would have been like 3:30 probably a.m. My Mrs. Claudia ran in, like smacked me on the shoulder, Bailey, like Rufus is in the green room. And I was just like, oh, I'm jumping off. Like, and I just literally found a DJ I knew in the crowd. I was like, you're jumping on. Went straight into the green room, met the gents. Some of the most lovely guys I've ever met, most down to earth. You'd think because they're such big A-list, I guess, performers that they would be like, you think other things of them, but they were so genuine, so nice. I spoke to John DeSol. Obviously Rufus is named after DeSol, his last name. He is like the piano, synth, electronic guy. They obviously all produce together, but when they play live, that's, I guess, his section.
Mm-hmm.
Tim's singer as well?
No, he's not the singer. So him and James both play back-to-back duo sets. The lead singer doesn't, so it's just those two. They were both in the green room. I was talking about their record label, Rose Avenue, which I've been a massive fan of for forever. And John was like, I really like talking about this. I never get to talk about that kind of music. A lot of people always talk about, you know, just us and our songs and just the stuff they always talk about. So it was a really interesting conversation. And I was just like, fuck, I'm going to say it. I was like, what's the chance of you guys jumping on? He goes, get me a shot of tequila and a beer and we'll play. And I ran to the store, to the stock room, grabbed the most expensive bottle of tequila I could find, can't appear, ran out. Then they jumped on and played 4 till 5 for an hour, and to
four till 5,
probably to like 100 people too. It was like everyone was like, "Oh, the boat's passed, let's go home." Like Isaac, boring, and then
So you missed out on this.
Yeah, I woke up in the morning and seen the footage, and I was like, "Fucking hell!"
Oh no!
And I was buckled front row, just
which is also really cool for the people that stayed in the club, not knowing that they were going to jump on. It was like maybe
really cool moment. Like I'm really
people
glad
left in the club, at 4 a.m.
So very exclusive, very sort of like almost that intimate sort of. That's just you're DJing to like 100 people, and you go from a festival that's got thousands and thousands cheering you on, singing your tunes, into like small intimate
like 100 people.
That's so cool.
No one knew it was them at the start.
Oh really?
Because it's such a dark.
It's a dark club.
Like the club's about the music. It's not about the person, which is great. We've always wanted it to be like that. But then obviously sometimes if there's not speculated acts to come on, it's 4 a.m. in the morning, and I guess people are pretty buckled by this point.
They probably can't see straight.
Probably can't see straight. So they've obviously walked on, super, super relaxed, in like black clothing, start playing, and then they start playing like some Rufusy tunes, and obviously people pick up that Rufus was that night. And then there was just a small little crowd going nuts, and everyone obviously started coming forward and being like, holy shit, it's Rufus. And it was just the best, like, they played such a good set too. Like, it was, a lot of it wasn't even their own music. It was like music that they played during their DJ sets, and they were even like, this is really fun. We don't get to do this very often, especially to such a small crowd. So yeah, the boys said they had heaps of fun, and yeah, I guess that's the end of the story. It was
that's incredible. And that's inspiring. That's just the fact that I feel what I'm picking up from here is that you do almost live in hope in those two cases, right? You're kind of living, is it going to happen? Is it going to not? Da, da, da. But what I'm also finding is that you've got the balls to literally kind of DM them and say, what are the chances?
Yeah.
And actually, me with my pointed question to you, hey, what are the chances of getting you guys in here? And this is what we can offer you. Now, when you look at those big acts, in all honesty, could that break the bank?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
But is it worth more having the name attached to the vault? Them for future longevity, and then you take the pinch potentially. Then
those two artists,
Dom would be $2 million.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, for what? Like
for an hour, for a festival set, not for a club set. He wouldn't even take a club set.
Between $1 million and $2 million. Like it'd be a lot of money. He's sold. He's the highest selling electronic act in Australia
ever.
Wow.
He
sold 170,000 on his.
Yeah. Okay. So you see, and again, I appreciate you sharing those kind of numbers, because I'm completely out of touch of what that looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Vault can make 2 million in an evening, but
No.
but that kind of thing. But like, it's so interesting to see that, like, obviously they make a living and they're very good and they're good at entertaining the crowd, and it is not just what you hear and see. There would have been years and years of grinding to get where they are today.
Well, I guess an act is all based off tickets, so how many tickets they can pull. So we talk about how much an act is worth, and when we're, I guess, putting in offers for acts, their biggest pushback is, I've sold this many tickets in Perth, this is what I'm worth. So Dom sold 20,000 tickets here, well, 22, could have sold 25, chose not to, which he easily could have because he didn't want the crowd to be too squish. So that shows how much Dom cares about his shows. So you times that by $150 plus bar, they start throwing 7-figure, fees at you. You go, okay, realistically that does make sense, because otherwise they would just run the show themselves. It's relative. So for an act like that, it's also relative to the show. So they would never play a club show like that, and they did, but for a fee, really. I don't think Dom would play that, and it would be a substantially lower fee because it needs to be in retrospect to the amount of people you can fit in the club.
What the club's making.
Okay.
Because if you can only fit 500 people in a club, they're not going to charge $1 million because you do the maths, but you've got to charge like 20 grand a ticket.
Yeah.
Is that right? That would be a great maths. I don't think it is right.
You're the finance person, so
Yeah, that'd be elite. But that's pretty much how a ticket, how an act is paid. It's relative to how much they can make you.
Yeah. Say 20,000.
20,000 times 500. 10 million.
$2,000 tickets.
$2,000 tickets. I mean, there could be people that will pay that, but probably, mate. He's thinking, I don't know, like, Del Keefe way kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So obviously, then those acts really sort of like really cement that the Vault can host or have those kind of acts come through you, which has to have a major social media impact and sort of like eyes on you guys.
Yeah.
Embrace Festival and the You and Me Festival, Vault nightclub.
Yep.
The festivals, two separate things.
So Together Group so the Vault bring Isaac and I together. We then realised we worked really well together. I was doing all the marketing for his shows. He was helping me with bookings. We were kind of crossing paths. Made the decision to open a company. So obviously we both have 50% of that company each. Together Group Australia Pty Limited, represent. And then under that is, a selection of different brands. So we have the Vault, which is our club. Together Group we run shows from, so different concerts, events. We have Set Free, which is like a house and techno brand that we run more underground shows from. That's kind of just sitting there at the moment. And then Embrace Festival, which is, I guess, our first festival spec show we've ever done. We've done 3 now. They've all been big successes. The first one did 5,000 people at Gloucester Park. That was, I guess, our first introduction to the music festival world and how serious and how big
work.
Yeah, it's just a very different beast to
And that's for 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just laws, contracts, counselling.
Oh, really? All of that?
Oh, it's just never ending. Just we have SCAF builds. We have a stage called Still City. We need an engineer to come and sign off the structure, which costs like thousands of dollars to make sure it's that safe for people to be able to safe for work, stand on.
Be near or hang stuff off. And
small things like, it's noise modelling, which way the wind's going that day, because if it's going towards residents, they complain. It's there.
No way. Even to the detail of the wind.
Yeah.
And the sound where it's travelling.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Got to pay for police to be on site, which I still, if the police listen to this, over 5,000 people, you have to have Walpole to attend the event because it's obviously a safety thing. They charge us to pay for the police's fee that night because apparently we're taking them away from the community or other, which I understand that, but it's like the people aren't there, they're here. Like if you want it to be safe, it should be that, I don't know. So we end up paying for that. We pay for security, we pay for CCTV. We have
APRA, like music licensing.
Yeah. Oh, every song that gets paid, that artist gets paid.
Sorry, say that one again.
So if I play the festival and I play Losing It by Fisher.
Yes.
Fisher will get paid money for that.
We have to submit like a form from every DJ.
Every song.
Every song.
Are you winding me up? Every song. And how many songs are you playing in an evening? Like
people play. What would like some Tim BX play? 200 songs, bro.
100 to 201 set.
And are you telling me It's just you two trying to set this up.
Yeah, and we have to pay artists for some random playing a song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand the part of royalties, but like,
Yeah.
I didn't really, that again, like for you to sign off on, okay, they're going to get paid for that. That's insane. That I can understand it. Do you have a bigger team than just you two doing all this, or is it just you and you? Like, how does that look like you're set up to? This is huge. You can't just go and let's do Friday night vault. Let's work that bit out. And
It was at one point, wasn't it? It was just
That's
that
sensible.
we were like, okay, we're actually the you and me thing, which we'll get to, was the craziest, hardest 6 months of Isaac and I's career, probably lives,
Yeah.
in terms of
We do have site partners who help.
Yeah, Palace J,
produce the
they've
festival.
been great for us. So they basically build the site for us. So they're our site team. So we obviously, together with them, we produce a site, create a site, work out what we want, and then they, I guess, manage and operate, bump in, bump out, making sure that fencing set up, scrim set up, decor is sorted, bars are set up. So like they're what we call the vessel that we're going into. If we're going to a nightclub, the club's the vessel. If they're building a site for us to go into, and we're putting the show into it. Even though we're in charge of the creative direction of the site,
Yeah.
they're the ops behind it. Because we're not going to sit there with putting up cable ties, fenced, or like it's physically impossible to get that site done. So we have like a huge team who come and build the site for us.
That's nuts.
So
That's-
Palace J have been awesome.
That's absolutely fascinating. The amount of work that goes into it. So I think anyone listening or watching, next time you go to a festival, just think that song that person's getting paid for, and just think about the
I hope APRA APRA do a great thing. They're basically the Australian publishing and licensing, I don't know what you would call it, sector for upcoming Australian talent. So they're obviously, being an upcoming or an emerging artist, you don't make much money. And a lot of acts, APRA allows these people to get paid through certain things, like if your song does get paid and other avenues. So APRA's great, but in all my APRA forms, I literally have the exact same set list. So I just submit a wrong set list, and it's all of my songs, so I get paid from it, and all of my friends' songs. And I've been submitting the exact same APRA
Well, it's about to
form.
get cancelled.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I'm not. I honestly can't remember what tunes I play in a set. If I'm playing a 2-hour set,
That's what I mean.
We don't like playing our sets.
And do you know can that change last minute? Like, because when you read the crowd,
Well, we never play in a set, so I don't even know what I'm playing going in.
Yeah, right.
So you can tag all the tunes you play.
Yeah.
You can go through your history. So realistically, you can. I'm just being a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a job. Like you come back, you've played 3 festivals over the weekend, and then you get hit up by all the festivals, and they're like, they need the app performers. They don't care. But,
Yeah.
and you just go bang, 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 change the name and the date, and exact same set list.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, okay.
Maybe cut that. I don't know. That's no, you're right.
But I think that but that's the reality of it.
It is, and
That's the reality, and that's what I'm
fun.
saying. That like, look, we see these amazing festivals, we see the vault. That's what I'm saying. Surface level, we see what you're doing, but that's that behind the scenes stuff that you think, okay, well, that's the amount of work that goes into it, and I think that would hopefully bring people's appreciation to the fact, you know what, if a festival does get cancelled, everyone's like, oh, my $100 lost, my $150 is lost. Well, hold on a second. Do you know how much work there's been into it? And if we do cancel, it's not because we chose to. There's because obviously circumstances involved, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I always ask every guest to sort of fill out a form to sort of get to know you guys and every guest a little bit more in depth. Tell us about this losing 7 figures. What does that look like? Is that cash?
So
Can I just? I'm going to be pointing.
yeah.
You're saying like 7 figures. Is it so you've put down 7 figures and you're never getting it back,
Yep.
or is it superficially kind of we lost 7?
The money we've paid out that we obviously didn't receive any funds for, because tickets were refunded. So yeah, we lost 7 figures in terms of cash.
So we were trying to launch a we were trying to launch a 2-day camping
So
festival.
set up a GoFundMe.
Oh, GoFundMe.
A 2-day camping festival down in Bunbury over the New Year's Eve period. So it was December 30th, December 31st.
An opening party on the 29th.
And a party on the 29th. It was a multi-genre 2-day festival. So there was bands, rappers, DJs, honestly a bit of everything. Kind of like a spilt milk type lineup where it caters to all.
BTV vibes in terms of, we were looking, if anyone knows Beyond the Valley in Melbourne, it was Beyond the Valley is Untitled. It's the biggest music festival Australian-wide. It's fantastic music. I've never been, but we know the founders of.
Producer Riley, I believe, has been. Have you not been? Experience? What was that? What was that like?
Yeah,
What was it?
Crazy.
That was great. You loved it, didn't you?
He's
You're
got-
gonna go again. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I love that. Love it.
and yeah, they run their, I guess, under that they run Wildlands. So that's similar. If you look at the Beyond the Valley lineup that comes out, pay close attention to that. That'll be the top, I guess, the top list, the top talent on that will be the Wildlands lineup. So they tour the same lineup, and Wildlands comes to Perth. So they get really big talent, but we don't really have a camping orientated festival like Beyond the Valley here in WA. We used to have Southbound. I think 9 years ago that finished. I was actually too young. I never went, but a lot of people, a bit of eyes that went.
I think I jumped
There you go.
every time. 'Cause I was too.
Fence jumper.
I was underage, so.
Under it. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's where it came from. But I'll let you finish in terms of what happened.
Yeah, so we booked a pretty massive 3-day lineup. For I honestly think it was like around 70 artists on the lineup that we booked. Yeah, which took a very long time.
Those royalty forms.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just throwing that one. So that's what I'm taking away from this conversation, these royalty forms.
But that was like just so time consuming. The whole concept was so time consuming. Everything about that festival was time consuming. It was just like our focus 24/7. We put it on sale, I think, how long did we get? Maybe a month or two in. And you know, we have our projected like target of where we kind of need to be and where we need to be like, all right, this is what we need to be hitting per day. And with no previous history or data of ticket sales, we can't be like, okay, sweet. Last year we got to this point, so we're doing good right now. So we were going into it pretty blind, which is always like a massive risk. You know, we had faith, we had, you know, Triple J support. It went all over their socials, online everywhere. We had good signups, everything was like going in our favor. And then ticket sales just started slowing down, and we guess kind of pressed the panic button, and we're like, fuck, if we keep going and be really like, what's the word?
Bullish on.
Yeah, when you're quite bullish, you're like, nah, it's gonna work. Like it's gonna work 100%. Like with the risk we were going into, we were like, we can't be this bullish.
Also stupid. Like I think that's the right way if we'd kept going.
Yeah.
Before I spoke about.
Also, no, this was our money invested, so we didn't have like a massive investor being like, sweet, you're going to see your returns in 3 years. It was like our money that we were like banking on to. We kind of need to see a return straight away.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So I think, you know, before we spoke about different formats of events, you've got a club show, you know, boutique events, boutique festivals. This was a large scale festival. Our breakover was 12,000 tickets. So if you take that into consideration, when you start booking acts like Soulja Boy, who we had in the lineup, and, you know, massive talent that costs $500,000, when you book acts like that, they come with $200,000 stage rigs and $50,000 riders. So
Sorry, so rewind. Sorry, you book an act and they got to have their own stage. Is that how I'm understanding this?
Like a lot of acts have their own show. So if you go to a festival, you will see an artist perform. They'll have their own stage set up. Next artist comes on. There's a 5-minute changeover stage.
Yes.
Pretty different. So there's a full rig that needs to be tailored to them or their specific show.
Mainly production. You don't switch in stages. The stage would be of the spec of the biggest headliner. So like Tyler, the Creator, played when he played Origin here, 2018 or whatever it was, the same year as Rufus. The site team had to get this stage. It was like an 18-meter stage, and everyone had to play on that stage because Tyler wanted a stage that big. So when you book big talent, they come with big tech riders. So they come with big production. They come with a big entourage. They come with first-class flights. They want private jets. That's kind of what happens when you start dabbling in the big talent. So,
and do you have to provide for that?
Yeah, 100%.
It's in the contract.
It's in the contract, and you signed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some kind of wiggle room. Like if you're doing a club gig, I'm not supplying 19 bottles of 1942 tequila. If that's on his hospo rider, like that's usually for a festival rider if he's touring with a massive entourage.
Yeah, right.
And like the Veronicas wanted
organic bananas and
Sorry,
organic blue,
oh.
everything organic. 2 full rotisserie chickens. I was like, gosh, if you could eat that, like just some riders we've seen are like clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
the worst part about riders is it's kind of just a thing that just gets thrown. Like it's the artist hardly ever touches it. Like I went to listen out one year and I knew Chris Lake's manager. So he got us backstage and into his green room and he was like, I'm not drinking, you can have whatever you want. And there was bottles and food of everything that he just wasn't touching.
Wow. So it's almost like that blueprint sort of check. If you want us, this is what we expect them, but there's up to the artist or the crew on that.
Yeah.
It's there, but yeah, whatever.
It's like a copy and paste. It's like,
yeah.
this is what we need.
Interesting.
Yeah. So whenever we book an artist where we speak to them directly, like, hey, are you actually going to drink? Are you actually going to?
Of course. Well, wouldn't that just make sort of sense?
and sustainability too. Like
Absolutely.
It's
What a waste.
food, like when you get all this fresh fruit and it's beautiful and it's like
And they're eating one grape.
yeah.
Or just nothing.
Or just nothing.
Yeah, I usually wear rival. Yeah, when we're at festivals, we've been lucky enough to play a lot of festivals that come to Perth, and usually we just get a box, like just a little cardboard box, and there's a couple packets of chips, bottles of water, a couple beers, right? That's it. We didn't ever ask for a ride. We're not fussy. We're whatever. And also, like, we didn't even get the option. We just get whatever we get. But then obviously, because we got backstage passes, we could do whatever, have a few drinks, get a bit loose. You know, and a lot of the acts are like, we know, so we kind of get in their green rooms and have a chat. I just go rider rating. I just go to every, it's terrible, but it's so much fun. You just go in there, but what do you got? They got like this special bottle of tequila they drink. You're like, they're like, you want a shot? I was like, yeah, I have 2. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, why not? So that's kind of, because it's not getting drunk. Like that's just getting thrown out. So I guess, there's a rule of respect. You wouldn't just go into like a random green room, you know, without permission or without getting invited in or without knowing them. But by the end of the night, everyone's kind of everywhere, having a bit of a good time. Everyone's working out where to kick on, and then we're just like, we've got a club down the road. You want to come?
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of where it all starts.
I want to go back just ever so slightly on this whole situation of the 7 figures losing, and pushing that panic button and saying, no, we're going to cut thing. Did that moment affect your working relationship? And what did that do mentally to both of you? Do you think, this is done for us? Because that's mentally could break a lot of people.
Yeah. Mentally, there was a lot of pressure and stress from it. Like I remember maybe once we cancelled and we realized the amount of money we lost, there was, I reckon, a month afterwards where I was like, surely this is like a dream. And I would almost honestly pinch myself like almost every day and be like, fuck, this actually cannot be real. When you think about the exact figure, it's like, fuck. So the mental battle of it was like pretty hectic, but also like I learned a lot from it for my own self. And I was like, I'm still alive. I'm still healthy. I've got a roof over my head. This is not the end of the world. We may have lost so much money, but I've still got a good family around me, good people, a good like business partner, a good girlfriend in my life. And I can still happily live my life. Like this money isn't going to control my life moving forward. And I also learnt that time is more valuable than money, which is a big one I've taken away.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm inspired.
I was just about to. I mean, in that moment, that's the end of the world. Like, you think, oh my God, but that mental switch of going, do you know what? The reality is, I am healthy. I've got family and friends around me. I guess what you've done is learnt from that failure,
100%,
and you've embraced it.
Yeah,
and that sounds like it's not the end of it.
No, there's always, I've learnt this through a lot of my mates growing up, especially Jacob Wilcox, who's the professional surfer. He went through a lot of injuries, and he would always be like, there's always a positive you can take out of a negative, no matter what. And from him injuring himself, he's like, well, I need to get stronger with my ankles or my arms or whatever it is that broke. So taking like the positives out of the negatives from this loss was, I think, the most important thing, which was time is more valuable than money.
What about you, Bailey? What happened with you mentally?
I think that was really, really well said, Isaac. I think.
But you would have digested that differently.
Yeah, I mean, when we made the call, when we made the call, I was the first one to bring it up. I got home from a night out and it was probably about 7 in the morning, typical late night. But obviously our club closes at 5, so a lot of the time we get home super late, and it was just maybe, probably a month of just straight stress. Isaac was up taking, calls at 3 a.m. with Soldier Boy's manager trying to work out visas, and didn't even know if he could get into the country. There was a lot of, we won't dive too deep into it, but there was a lot of factors that went into the cancellation, and it's the last thing we want to do, especially with like the turmoil we're seeing in the Australian music scene right now, and so many festivals cancelling. We
don't want to be another number.
We don't want to be another number, and also like there was more to just money. I know it sounds like a lot. It's a lot, but it was almost like we just felt like we'd let like everyone down. We're like, we know we're not cancelling. Like we would have gone ahead if it was just going to be that number we'd lost, but it would have been a lot more if we'd gone ahead, and there was probably going to be more. The show wasn't going to be the same. Like if Soulja Boy couldn't get to the country, there's a headliner gone, and we're still charging this much for tickets. It doesn't make sense. And then I could just see it going downhill. There was a lot of thought and decision that went into it. But I remember speaking to my mum and my sister, and I was just talking about another show that I'd done, and I was like, you just have this promoter feeling. It's having your gut, and you know. And I just said, I just know, Mum. Like I just know this isn't going to get where it's going to get. She was like, there you go, there's your answer. And I was like, and I think you just had to have the balls. And I said that to Isaac. I literally called him straight away at like 7 a.m. I was like,
yeah, he called me. I was like, what the fuck?
We need to like.
After on the phone to Soulja Boy's manager, like, these.
Yeah, so it's like,
lady, what do you want?
And I'm like, we're cancelling. I just think I just kind of had that thinking about it long term and thinking about everything we'd been through. I was like, yeah, I think it's the right call. And just having the balls to call it, because we were just. No one wanted to call it. We just get worse and worse and worse. And we were like, oh, it'll get there, just having this hope. And I was like, the longer we leave it, the more we're going to bleed. So to make the call, let's refund everyone. We could have, and we never wanted to do this. Hence why we didn't. Hence why we lost so much money, because we paid out all the contractors. We paid out all the site teams. We paid out all the artists. We were paying 100% fees for artists.
Wow.
When they didn't even leave their bedroom. So that was, I guess, why we bled so much money, because we refunded all ticket holders. We didn't want to take any of that. So we had to refund. I had to take a loan out of the bank to refund everyone, because we had cash flow issues, because we were trying to cash flow our next festival. And then we had to just take the loss out of everything we had paid out.
You've answered that really well, but you diverted the question of how did you feel about it? You personally.
I'm going to be honest. Now I feel exactly the way Isaac explained it. It actually helped our work-life balance now. This year I'm going to Europe with my girlfriend. Isaac's going to Europe and Egypt. Sick. And I guess we're still obsessed. I'm so obsessed with this company. We're never going to stop. But we were able to, I guess, put ourselves outside and go, okay, maybe this isn't everything. And like Isaac said, we've got a roof over our head. I've got a beautiful family. I've got a beautiful girlfriend. I've got amazing friends. We live in such a beautiful place. So we're able to go and live that a bit more. So like, it's okay to put it down. It's okay. You might, if you'd worked an extra hour, say you might have got a little bit more out of it, but really how much is that helping your life or helping others around you? So now I definitely feel like that. At the time, devastated, absolutely devastated, numb. I don't think I ever cried, but I cried on the inside.
I cried.
Yeah, I drank a lot.
Yeah, fair enough. You drank a lot.
Drank a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was just like trying to see an exit, so I'd be going out lots.
But then did your working relationship, did you kind of think, okay, like you're both going through an emotional and physical trauma, really? Like physically, because of the amount of time you put into there, and your partnership together, did you ever think that's going to crack it?
Nah, never. It was I think it was quite silent between us, like after, like we didn't speak openly about it to each other. I think we both knew like it's going to be okay. We'd say it to each other, like it's going to be okay. Like we're going to get through it. It's fine. We're both in this together, which is also really important. Like we're both going to get through it together.
For anyone thinking about partnering up with a partner, I feel that a lot of entrepreneurs are so obsessed with whatever their passion and their business is, right? I'm obsessed with media in general.
Mm.
But the thought of potentially teaming up with a partner and sharing that obsession with someone else. Are you both obsessed with the vault or the business, or are you both obsessed with different parts of the business, which brings you two together?
I think we're both obsessed with the concept of where we want to go. We both have the exact same goal. We have the exact same drive. We're both obsessed with everything we're doing, but I think we're good at different aspects of the business.
Yeah, I think that's why we work so well together.
Like, I'm good at what I'm good at, and Isaac's shit at it, and what Isaac's good at, I'm fucking shit at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we complement each other really well. We also have spit and different personalities, which work really well.
They were so
And
different.
Isaac balances me so well. We talk about Isaac's wisdom today. I never said that to him, actually. Okay, right.
Oh, here we go. We get deep.
Yeah, no, I'm 28 and all this. I'm getting some wisdom.
Isaac definitely helps me a lot. Like, a lot of the time we talk about things, and I think I am so bullish on this company. I don't know where it's going to go. Sometimes it's really nice to have somebody also back it. I remember Isaac always says, "It's all right, we'll get there. Don't worry about it." Like, we're realistically in debt right now because we took a loan to the bank from, so we are in debt. And Isaac actually put in a bit of his personal money. He's actually owed a bit from the business as well. And myself, but I just really respect that, and he's just so bullish on the company, and so he just knows where we're going to get that. He's just like, I don't care about that now. It doesn't matter. We'll sort that later. Like, I'll put in my own money.
Yeah, I believe in what we're doing. So it's
We'll
like
be fine. We'll be
this money
fine.
that I've had to put back into the company, I know it's going to come back down the line, and it's going
And that just gives me so much comfort knowing that my partner has the exact same mindset as I do, which is so important. And we're both in it together. We were in the industry before. Partnerships are really hard, really, really hard. And I wouldn't recommend actually going into one if you really don't need to. Even though ours is a success and doing well, it's really hard because sometimes you clash. We always call it debating. We never argue. Every now and again, we get into a bit of a debate, and it's like he agrees with one thing, I agree with another. That's the whole point, right? We always find our way to a solution, and we always compromise. And that's been the biggest, I think, success in our relationship. Is I've definitely learned to compromise more. I was a lot more stronger headed, where I was like, "Nah, we want this. Nah, we want this. Nah, we want this." But I've learned to listen to Isaac and take into consideration his views on things, and I've learned so much from Isaac, not just in business, but yeah, I think it's been a successful partnership.
It's been good.
It's been good. For life.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking earth.
Bailey, I think what you've just said there is so much rawness and genuine. I really appreciate how open and honest you've been.
Thank you.
Like the fact that you saying you owe money to the bank. And like I say, surface level, the vault is thriving. It's $1 million business, $10 million business. It looks like it's pumped, but the fact you've just shared the fact that the grind is real. It's more than just what you're seeing on the social media aspect, and more this conversation is to inspire the potential promoters and sort of realize, that there are the ups, and there's definitely what goes up has got to go down, right? And that's what I truly believe in business is like. But when it goes, you've got that sort of like staircase, but it goes down, but then it keeps going up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, it is linear going in a 45-degree angle, so to speak.
That cancellation of the festival was, I think, our first doubt.
Yeah, low. We've had lows, but that was a low.
Fair enough.
It was
The future. What does that look like for the Together Group? Can we reveal anything special happening, or is there any? I mean, have you got a lot? Is it excuse if I can't pronounce it right. Cassian.
He just
because I know. Oh, he's just played. That's right. Because I got Brendan's a good friend of mine, the videographer, photographer.
Oh yeah, Brendan.
So I've just seen him floating around doing his thing. Whatever he's doing, whatever. And obviously put two and two together. He's doing his thing, and then they've come to the vault. Well, Cassian came to the vault, and so on.
Yeah.
What does the future look like for the vault or the Together Group as a overview business?
Vets. Yeah, vets.
Vet. Vault, embrace, Together Group. Keep it simple.
That's our three.
4 eggs in one basket.
It's quite easy to get a new idea every day.
Isaac wants to build a new brand every day. And I'm like, relax, chill, I always say this, I'd write like Nike, and I'm sure they've got lots of off brands, but Nike is Nike because they focus on Nike. I would rather have one Nike than 100 mid-shoe companies or clothing companies. Well, Nike's a global brand, whatever it is. It's that vet that I think is going to keep us where we need to be. Every day we go in and you see something else that's popping, or you got a new idea. That's why we love it, because it's creative and it's just like it's never the same. Every day is different. But vet, it's just called vet because it's obviously an acronym. Is that?
Yeah, Vault Embrace Together Group.
Vault Embrace Together Group. So Vault, our club, Together Group, all of our Together Group shows, every act we get, any concert we do, any big show, we'll do a Together Group show. So we want to do Together Groups based off bringing people together.
Yeah,
that's why it's called Together Group.
Yeah.
We want to do certain things like Together in the Park or Together in the City, and that'll be Together Group shows, or just Together Group presents. Like we've got Halogenics coming up at the court, and FMS back-to-back time the night before at the court as well. And then Embrace, we are festival spec. So those three, keep it simple, stupid, and just put everything we can to those and build them as big as we can. And then hopefully one day be, I guess, the biggest Australian independent music group. Untitled is that at the moment. They have 70 staff. They're definitely an inspiration for us. They're killing it.
And their stories started off
very
other hours, like they were running events and club nights, and then they all joined force and started a company and through a festival and lost millions.
If anyone finds this interesting, listen to Dill and Friends Untitled podcast. It is, I listen to it all the time. It's much more interesting than this. They talk about their growth and where they've gotten to now 70 staff, and yeah, that is massive inspiration. I've listened to that podcast endless times. Every time I'm feeling a bit down, I'm just go bang, great podcast, and then I'm buzzing.
Oh, so much valuable information in all of this. I feel like we need almost like a take 2 or episode 2 or 2.0 because there's so much we can go into, and there's both of you, and you got so much experience, but also sharing so much of your knowledge on how you've overcome those situations. I think it's just something you can't buy. Like you can share it, and you can hope that it resonates with someone going through that particular pain at the moment, and hope for that this conversation would give them an uplift. To sort of bring it a bit of a, coming towards the end of this episode, we like to sort of try and inspire as many viewers and listeners with a bit of a challenge. And it's also to sort of hopefully to put more eyeballs on you guys as the guests. We like to sort of give a challenge to the listeners in regards to if they're going through a low or a high or whatever it is. What is one piece of advice, or what is one piece of exercise they can do for them if they are thinking about starting their own promoting company, event? If you were to start again, what advice would you give them?
Start small.
Yeah, start small.
Build a community. That's why Vault's been so successful. I mean, Vault has been a wild ride, but the Vault all started with community. We started with 200, 300 people, all of our core crew, a really strong promoter team, and we just did what we believed in. We started off the base of house music and bringing people together and all inclusiveness. The venue was all about that as well. It was a very alt venue at the time. We met a lot of our staff are still very alt. We've got a lot of staff that have been with us through the whole ride, and Isaac and I are obviously very straight Caucasian men who, obviously we live in this time and age. We're both very progressive, but it taught us a lot that we didn't know. I thought I was walking in there and I was like, nah, I'm a good person. I'm progressive. I understand everything. But then actually opening my eyes to seeing like other concepts and other ways that people live and things that I thought that I knew that I never knew. So we, I guess, slowly learnt, other cultures and other types of things. But I think the biggest thing was community. So we had a small crew, a really tight crew that would come week in, week out, a really tight crew of DJs who would really get around it and want to play. Like a lot of acts, like don't even care if they get paid. We obviously pay all of our DJs, but like a lot of people come, they go, oh, I'll pay to play at the Vault. And I was like, I love that so much because it's now more of a community and people want to play than a job. So I think starting small, building a community, the Vault's had also so much luck I'm not going to, things went really well with a lot of things. Straight out of COVID, we were super fortunate to obviously be able to run shows, and then from there build a small crowd, and then it kind of extended. And we don't really have too many things like the Vault in Perth, so we kind of stood out in terms of that. Melbourne has 10 things like the Vault, so that might have been a different story. So a lot of things went our way, which we're very fortunate for and grateful for. But my biggest advice: start small, build a community, and then build from there. Don't do what we did and try and run a massive music festival. And I would, if I could go back, I would run You and Me again. Just in a more smaller aspect. It wasn't meant to be that big ever. It was only meant to be 5,000. And then when you start going, oh yeah, I'll add that. It's like when you go on decorate a cake, you go, oh, I'll put some cream and then some custard, and then, oh yeah, a bit of sprinkles won't hurt. And then before you know, you got this massive cake tower, and that's literally what Embrace UA was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just
It
this
just kept.
us getting excited. And talent changes, artists change. So you've got this dream lineup, and then you look at that and you look at what we ended up with. Not saying it was a bad lineup, it was just a very obscure lineup. It was very different to what we wanted.
Yeah, our first vision wasn't what we landed on.
It's very difficult to book a lineup like that, especially over New Year's Eve. There's only one New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's right. And there's lots of places to go to.
Yeah.
And you got to win the crowd over, and it's like you got to get them
Yeah.
coming to you because they want to see that act or have that feeling and that energy that you bring at a festival.
Yeah.
And so
But also worldwide. Like you think about
what the whole
he's playing in Perth in Bunbury on New Year's Eve, nowhere else in the world. So
that's very true.
it's a very
All the DJs are either in. I think a lot of them are in LA. No, Miami.
Okay.
There's a venue there called Space Miami, and they apparently do like a 3-day bender at the club, and all the big guys are there. So just like trying to get the talent. And then when the talent is in Australia, they're wrapped up in Wildlands and Beyond the Valley and stuff. So yeah, it was quite hard. But
your advice.
my advice would be, I guess, really like put some time and thought into it and look at the market, look at what the market's doing in terms of like, what are people going to, how much are people buying tickets for, why are they going to a particular event, find your niche if there is one, try find a gap that people aren't going to, and give love to that little niche. Like there was a good crew called Wildflower who would focus on UKG, like garage stuff. No one was really like focusing on it, and they built like such a good event and community behind that, because all the people that were going there loved garage and house.
I grew up on garage.
Yeah.
For me, yeah. I like the.
I said I can imagine.
Oh yeah, there was Kiss FM, like, and you go, yeah, oh yeah, I do like garage.
Yeah. So finding somewhere that people really want to go to, I think, is so important. And it's worked so much for us. Even we've launched the Fridays drum and bass every Friday now at the Vault. So there's now a weekly spot consistent that people can come for drum and bass, which we're sold out tonight, and all our other nights starting in May has been successful. So just finding a niche and I guess putting love into it, really thinking about it and making sure it's going to
build
work.
community.
But, yeah, build your community and put time into it. It's not like an overnight thing. So putting time into it, not trying to get like, oh, I want to be here right away. Like it will.
They're small steps. It's taken a long time. Like we were running shows, like before we were even together, we were running day parties. Like I remember my first show was in the basement, the Goodwill Club of Rechabite, 170 people, just had decks, and I thought it's still to this day one of my favorite, because it was like my first ever experience of like running a party, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, I was just like, it's just so cool. There's people dancing like that, and that's. I guess seeing that. Actually, you did play that. See, I booked you as well.
Yeah, there was
Dr. Phil. See, turn the favour.
Oh, one off on me. Fuck.
My word, Bailey and Isaac. Look, it's so fascinating to hear both your individual stories, and I feel we can almost have you back individually to really get to know who you are under the banner of Together Group, the Vault, and everything else we see. But honestly, I just want to say a huge thank you for you guys. I know you're extremely busy and running a very successful weekend Vault event, and I'm sure there's plenty more other things happening leading up to summer. I can't thank you enough for coming on. I really appreciate your time, and I've taken
a lot of weight, especially about when it comes to being obsessed about something, and the grit and hard work that it takes, that like whatever goes down, you will have that low, you will feel like it's the end of the world, but there is something else that you got to bring yourself back to being grounded, of like family, friends, you know, you got a roof off the top of your head. We are very fortunate to be in a position we're in. This money is important, but as well as this, it's the love, it's the care from other people. So I can't thank you enough for coming on. I really appreciate the value that you've given to the viewers and listeners on here. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Thanks so much. It was
been
fun.
a really good podcast.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
awesome.
questions and the depth that
Yeah.
you put into it has been really good.
Thank you.